It's that time of the week, everyone, and what better way to start off the first weekend of 2021 than with some playoff football and my game picks. Now, it is the wild card round, so the slate is wiped clean, but as we take one last look at my regular season record, I would say I did pretty well for myself. I can pick winners, but that perfect game still eludes me. But like I said, since it is the playoffs, I have new life, and I'm very confident that I'll at least get 1.5 perfect games. So let's get right to the picks. And let's start off with the LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams have limped into the postseason, but they are still in with that win over the Cardinals. And the Seahawks, well, they're looking like another threat again to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. This is a classic matchup, not just because they're division rivals, but it's because the Seahawks' high-scoring offense, mainly thanks to Russell Wilson, against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL of the LA Rams. And normally I would go with the moniker defense wins championships, but Jared Goff hasn't been looking great, and he might not even play thanks to a thumb injury, which means it falls on backup John Wolford. And that can be rough. And that is exactly how I think this game will play out. Rough, physical, and not the highest scoring game, but the Seahawks advance 27-17. And now on to what I think is going to be the most interesting matchup of the wild card weekend when the Washington football team hosts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why is it interesting, you may ask? Because Washington has one of the best defenses in the NFL and a scary D-line. Now, it is Tom Brady in the playoffs, but the formula has always seemed to be if you can pressure Brady, then the chances of winning go up for your team. And if Washington can get at least 4 sacks and maybe throw in a turnover or 2, I think an upset is brewing. So much so that I'm going to go with it, and that is why I'm picking the football team to win 24-21. And in our final NFC wildcard matchup, we had the New Orleans Saints hosting the Chicago Bears. And it is another Super Bowl caliber team that the Saints have put together. But the Bears are not someone that they can expect to just roll over. Chicago seems to have new life under Mitchell Trubisky, scoring at least 30 points in 4 of their last 5 games. But the Saints defense is starting to peak at just the right time. Plus, it's always hard to bet against Drew Brees when he's playing against a banged-up secondary like the Bears have. And I think the Saints finally are able to exercise some playoff demons and get that elusive playoff win after so many letdowns over the years, and they beat the Bears 30-20. And as we take a look at my updated bracket, I was right about most of the teams getting in outside the Cardinals and the Dolphins, but I sure do love to pick upsets apparently. I have the Browns and the Ravens winning their matchups and moving on to the divisional round. And as we look on the NFC side, it's another matchup with a high-scoring offense of the Packers and a stout defense of the football team, as I think they're going to take on each other in the divisional round, and that rematch with the Saints is getting closer and closer to happening.